Okay guys, what's up? I'm back in the office again, in the showroom, and today I got quite a video for you, so let's just jump into it because this is gonna take a lot of time. So today I'll be doing some experiments with this, if the camera will focus. So this is the new Santa RAE 125 ISO summer film, and I'm going to be testing it out. So what we're gonna do today is that we're gonna set up a scene with, for example, a color checker. Then we're gonna put some cool cameras there and take a picture of that with 3 cameras with the same film. But the only thing that's gonna be different is gonna be the developer we're gonna develop it in. So we're gonna do one roll with Ilfred's ID11, which is a pretty basic developer. Then we're gonna do one roll with 1+50 Rodinal. Then we're gonna do one with a Rodinal stand development to see the difference you can get in this film stock. We just have 3 basic cameras here. We have my Canon EOS 650. We have my Forced Reflex CTL that actually has some film in it. I need to shoot it. And then we have a Pentax ME. Now this is aperture priority, so I think we'll probably need to do something to get the same exposure in all of the cameras. I think we're gonna build it on this table here. Now we just gotta get some cameras here. Okay, so here's our setup that we're gonna be shooting. We have just a bunch of cameras, some cool cameras, a Mamiya 7, a Hasselblad SWC. Then we have a color checker here so we can see what the different developers do to different colors. And of course you can use these cameras and their little knobs to see what kind of resolution the different developers give. And we just need a light source to light this evenly. As you can see, we have a light. Now we just gotta get a tripod for these cameras here. Okay, so we have acquired a tripod. It's really old and pretty bad, but it will do the job. It will hold the camera stable for a while. First thing we gotta do is to load the film in all of these cameras. This camera will do stand development. Let's hope the automatic winding will do it. Then we have this normal Rodinal. And there we go. And then we have ID11 goes here. This was my first film camera, so it has a special place in my heart, even though it's quite trash, to be honest. And there we go. First I need to get a meter reading. That is around 110. The camera was actually quite correct on that one, because now I got my phone there showing the ISO. So we're gonna get pictures at 125 ISO, 200 ISO, 400 ISO. Then we'll see what underexposure does to the film. And what I'm doing with my phone, I just have a label that says ISO 400, so I'll know in the picture what kind of ISO we have. And that's the tests done. Now all I gotta do is shoot the other 33 frames on all of the cameras, which is gonna be quite difficult to do in the span of half a week, but we'll see. Okay guys, I'm back now, and now I have some results for you guys. So first, let's talk about the 2 rolls that I developed in Rodinal. One roll was developed in a normal 1+50 development, and the other one was done in a 1+100 Rodinal stand. Now what does stand development even mean? With Rodinal we use 1 part developer and 100 parts water. So for example, if you do 300 milliliters of developer for one roll of 35 mil, that means you use 3 milliliters of developer. Chuck your developer in, agitate it a few times, I would say around 5 times, and then just let it sit for 30 minutes without you even touching it. Then at the 30-minute point, you come and agitate it twice, and then set it for another 30 minutes. And after that, you wash and fix like normal. Now, why would you want to do that in comparison to normal development? It takes such a long time compared to that. Remember how we took pictures at different ISOs? And with the normal Rodinal development or ID11, as you can see, the higher we push the ISO, the more underexposed the film gets. With the stand development, however, you see there's almost no difference in the pictures. And this is the cool thing about stand development, and it's that you can shoot a variable ISO. Sorry for all the creases in the film. I will come back to that later. When it comes to sharpness, all of the developers are pretty equal. I would say Rodinal 1+50 gave me some really good results in terms of sharpness, as you can see here. The grain is very neat. I would say the stand development makes the grain come out a little more compared to normal development. Compared to other film stocks, this film is still, I would say, a bit on the contrasty side, but that's how I like my black and white film, so I'm not complaining. The shots that came out of ID11 are a bit more flat and a bit more flexible to add contrast in post, for example, because of course you can always add more contrast in post if you want to. Why are the negatives so creased? Why are there a bunch of marks everywhere? It's because this film has the same problem as the winter version, the 1000 ISO version. It's the thinnest film I have ever handled, and putting it on the spiral in the dark is really difficult. I said this when I reviewed the 1000 ISO version, and I'll say it again, it's a miracle if you don't screw it up. And you'll most likely screw up some shots in the end of the roll because you can't get the end of the film to go onto the spiral neatly because the spiral is already so full. Now I would say that that struggle in the dark was worth it with the 1000 ISO version because it was 1000 ISO and you could get really neat shots at a high ISO with that film. But however, this summer version, it's 125 ISO. So it's not that special. I would say that this is not as special as that winter version. It's still a great film stock and I like the results that I got out of it. I love how this film has such short development times. For ID11 stock, it was 3.5 minutes, which was really quick to do. But now I want to hear from you. Have you tried the Santa films, be it the summer version or the winter version? Comment down below if you have checked those out, and what do you think? Do you like these film stocks? And it's always great to see new film stocks, to be honest. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week once again. So like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel and all of that kind of jazz, and yeah, see ya.